Hey guys, it's Loomer. So I'm going to attempt to do something a little different today, and if you look at the length of the video, you'll notice that it's actually 3 consecutive Wanna matches. I'm going to attempt to do a half-hour commentary over over all 3 of them, and so, I totally understand if you don't really have the time or energy to watch all 3 at once, but if you check the video description, I'll put in some timecode links that will take you straight to the second or third matches if you want to come back and watch them later. So, I chose these 3 matches because they're up against a group of some pretty good grandmasters, and so I thought it'd be interesting to show kind of some competitive matches and kind of how I do in them. The video is called Win Lose Draw, but it's really more like lose draw win, and you can kind of see kind of a steady progression I make over the course of these matches against these players. This first match is one of the worst ones I've had recently. So right off the bat, I see this knight, and I think he's after me, but it turns out he was a player who was after someone else who just happened to be close to my pursuer, but it turned out to be that pariah. For a second I thought maybe I'd gotten away with the naked stun, but of course he poisoned me, and so, he's taken the first blood bonus. It's not really off to a great start, not the worst start, but what can you do? So I get him as a target, and so I think, okay, maybe I can get my revenge bonus out of this at least. So I'm gonna try to find him. It looks like he's coming around this side of the middle of the map, but I can't find him, so I look over at this side. I can't really understand where this guy is, and then suddenly he snaps. Like, if you saw the compass there, he just snaps to the opposite side of the map and gets killed. And so, just crappy luck with the lag or whatever. My next target gets taken out too, and I actually lose this match pretty badly. It's due to a bunch of just kind of bad luck, like you saw with kind of like the pariah just snapping off and dying, and then my next target getting killed. Then just a bunch of mistakes that are made on my part. They all just kind of contribute to me just losing this match. I'm going after this pariah, and he has 3 pursuers, and he looks like he's running from one of them, so I'm not going to try to poison him. I should be able to get a nice poacher bonus, as you can see from that prowler who seemed to be chasing him. And I briefly dropped to discreet, but I had enough time for it to come back up to silence, so that worked out pretty well, actually. Okay, my next target, get the pariah again. That one lag spike must have been a fluke, because he doesn't really have any other problems, I don't think, throughout the rest of this match. You can see he's hitting pretty normally. I try to kind of peer over the ledge here to see where he is, but I can see he's in this morph group now. He has 3 pursuers. I'm going to try to make an educated guess at which one it is. It's a little hard to tell. But before I can even do anything about it, this knight comes in and uses charge to find out. And it turns out I was locked onto the wrong one anyway. He was the one in the back. So my next target is this prowler. I really want to get my poison kill off. And so I have a little trouble with the lag. It thinks I'm not close enough. But I managed to finally get off. But then it gets intercepted, and I was really not happy about that. The pariah had 2 pursuers on him, and so that's, it's not ideal, but usually I think it's okay for, I don't mind going after it. But what I really should have done was I should have been on the lookout for his other pursuer. Maybe I could have seen that courtesan in time and dropped my smoke bomb to let the poison run its course. But as it is, it sucks. I gotta intercept it instead. Okay, went after the pariah. Unfortunately, dropped to discreet. This courtesan just, I try to catch her in the smoke, but she drops an offensive smoke bomb like a million miles away. I don't know why. And so there's no way I'm gonna be able to stun her from there. So I decided I'm just gonna go after my target instead, which is which was this other. This Damarosa, and I was able to maintain my incognito and get my acrobatic kill off. So by the time I killed her, the courtesan had caught up to me and killed me. So, not a total loss. Kind of made the most out of that situation, I think. Next target is the blacksmith, but I see this prowler come around the corner, and so I try. So I was kind of trying to. I didn't have any ability, so what I was trying to do is I was trying to hug as close as I could to that other thief who was walking around. And I was hoping that when he came around the corner, he would see the 2 thieves, and I could possibly get a naked stun on him. But for whatever reason, he was either able to guess or figure out which one I was. And I should have noticed if he was going after that first thief, he would have killed it a while ago. And so, you know, that kind of technique usually works on, it works pretty well on noobs, but, you know, these players are a little, they're pretty good for the most part, and so it didn't really work in that case. Saw the knight over there, thought I'd get another quick incognito acrobatic out of it very quickly. So I'm in second place now, trying to see where my pursuer is. I don't really see him anywhere, so I'm just gonna hang out in this blend group while I kind of survey what's going on. But it turns out it was that blacksmith back there, so that was my closest pursuer. I'm gonna just start heading over towards this knight now instead. You can see he's over on the roof, so I'm gonna cut him off by climbing up here. That worked out pretty well. It was kind of just a basic, you know, 300-point kill, but at least it builds towards my streak. So I'm gonna wait around for my next target, kind of head to the middle of the map so I can easily get to him. And so I see it's Pariah who's walking off in the distance. Actually, I guess I have a little trouble finding him at first, but you can see him over here, thinking about going after him. But then I see this officer. I did way too late for that smoke bomb to work, and so I get taken out, unfortunately. Let's see, I'm in second place. I'm only behind by 50 points. You can tell it's a pretty low-scoring match, actually, even though it's taking place on Sienna, and that's kind of a testament to you know, how good some of these other players are, that it turns out to be a pretty low-scoring game on Sienna. See, that probably just got stunned. Alright, I'm going to try to hop on this beam here, and thinking maybe if she keeps walking I can acrobatic kill her, but as it turns out she comes over here. I'm just going to walk up and kill her. The elevation means I was pretty confident that even if she had a smoke bomb I'd be able to kill her, because even if you're just a little bit above a smoke bomb, it doesn't have any effect on you. Alright, so I get this courtesan again. Even though I have 3 pursuers, I'm going to try to tell... Oh, this Harlequin is after me. I try to smoke her, but she throws an offensive smoke bomb, which has to be one of the most frustrating things in the game. Even though I'll use it on rare occasion. If I think someone's going to throw a defensive ability against me, I'll use it. But, you know, there's a lot of debate these days on offensive smoke bombs, and while I find it really annoying, I understand why people use it, and like I said, I'll use it too sometimes. And it's just, the fact is there's a million reasons to throw an offensive smoke bomb. There's so many reasons to do it. Okay, this is a bad situation up here. I thought I could come get that courtesan in a kill animation, but she ended up poisoning him, and so she sees that I'm after her, and now I'm kind of in this really unfortunate situation of just kind of like chasing her across the map. But I'm going to try to cut her off. Let's see, I can jump over here. Looks like she's going around the very outer edge of the map. This is kind of a bad situation to be in, but as it turns out, she climbs up on the top of the tent, and I don't know if she completely forgot that I was after her or what, but I'm able to just climb up and get a quick silent kill. Another 300-point kill. I'm a little worried that I'm not getting very many bonuses on these kills. They're very no-frills. You know, they're silent, so they're building towards my streak, but you really want to be able to take advantage of the environment, or just, you know, get some random poacher saver bonuses or something. You don't want a lot of just bare 300-point kills. I thought that probably was after me, but I made a big mistake there, and as it turns out, the Harlequin, again, with the offensive smoke bombs, and I get poisoned. There's so many fails here. So I try to run and get my target before I die, but not only does she see me and throws a smoke bomb and stuns me, but even if she hadn't thrown the smoke bomb, I still had my lock on that prowler, because I had locked on the prowler, and before I could clear it, I got caught in the smoke bomb, and you can't clear your lock when you're in a smoke bomb, and so I just forgot about it, and so I didn't have the option to kill her, and so there were so many fail moments condensed into that one thing here. And another mistake here is Harlequin kills me again. I didn't have any abilities, and so I thought, you know, maybe if I reacted quick enough I could get a naked stun. But the problem with that situation was that, well, first of all, I mean, there's a pretty good chance she just saw me enter the blend group already, and so, and in which case I was dead. Even if she was guessing, people like to guess. Oh god, I tried to get a poison here, and I'm mashing the poison button, but it says you need to get closer, and so I get smoked and stunned again. And this whole match just kind of falls apart in the last minute for me. I was in first place for a little bit there, and you can see all these mistakes are kind of adding up, and just, it's totally screwing me. I think this blacksmith's after me, but he's not. but I can cut off this knight and get a kill. But anyway, like I was saying before with the Heliquin, even so, either she knew who I was, which is, you know, she could have seen me enter the blind group, but even if she didn't, if she was gonna guess, she's probably gonna guess the rear person in the blend group, or the closest one. You know, people, if they're just gonna guess, they usually go for the closest persona, because it lets them get kind of a drop on them, so to speak. And so it just, there was, I really should have just realized there was not really any way I could get that, I was gonna get that naked stun off of her. Let's see, I'm in 5th place, which is awful for me. I'm gonna try to go after this Prowler, but he's just camping on the roof here. And I didn't realize my smoke bomb had come up, or else I would have dropped it. But I thought he was gonna smoke, so I tried to avoid a smoke, but it turns out he charges and he stuns me. And this is another pet peeve of mine, actually, is when people just kind of camp on the rooftops. Not like they're going up there to go kill someone or something, but they're just literally sitting there so they can easily see their pursuer, and then they use a defensive ability. And I should have realized that my offensive smoke was back and I should have used it. But as it turns out, I finished 5th place. And I'm really disappointed with this, because I can't remember, like, okay, realistically speaking, I win probably 2 out of every 3 games I play. For every 2 wins I lose. That seems like a pretty realistic estimate to me. But I can usually at least take the top 3 podium. You know, I can't remember the last time I didn't do that. And so this game was really, I was really sad with how it turned out. And you know, looking back on it, there were a bunch of factors. There were a bunch of mistakes that I made. Probably the biggest one was that I stayed on my poison profile set for way too long. I really wanted to get my poison, but I mean, I wasn't anywhere near my greater variety. And on a map like Sienna, against a bunch of good players, they will very easily hunt you down. And if you're in, I was in 1st place for a while with my poison profile set, and I really should have switched over to my defensive set, because it's such a small map, and I was getting so many players because I was in 1st. You know, I really could have benefited a lot more from another defensive ability to take out my pursuers, because they come so often. You know, that combined with just a bunch of bad luck, you know, turned out, you know, my pursuers didn't really give me any leeway with any of the naked stuns for the most part. And so, you know, the combination of mistakes on my part, playing against some good players who didn't give me any inch of breathing room, and then just some bad luck that resulted in me taking 5th. And I was really sad with that. So I'm determined to redeem myself with this 2nd match here. Right, so first target is the officer here, and the way we're walking towards each other, I feel really exposed. And so I drop an offensive smoke bomb because I thought he was going to use a defensive ability on me. But as it turns out, he turns away, and so I just run up and poison him. Now, maybe I could have gotten a focus, but I honestly feel kind of gross throwing an offensive smoke bomb to get a focus bonus, so a lot of times I'll just forgo it. The other thing is, because I use strong smoke bomb, I need to get that focus meter started before they're affected by the smoke in order for me to pull it off, and that wasn't really, I don't think that was really the case here. Anyway, so I saw my pursuer as a Prowler kind of duck around the corner, and unfortunately at this point he's climbed up on the roof. You can see him there. I'm hoping he's going to go after my clone in this blend group, but as it turns out, he's able to pick me out, or maybe he guessed, I don't know. Maybe he saw, because I don't let the game auto walk me, I don't do the animations in the blend group, so maybe he noticed that, or maybe he guessed. Either way, he was able to kill me, and so I'm gonna start over. I switch over to my roofing profile set, the one I outlined in my last game. I thought that mercenary was after me. That's one of those moments where while you're in the middle of dropping your smoke bomb, you realize that's not your pursuer, so it's kind of annoying. And please ignore this whole section right here. I don't even know what I'm doing. I suck at free running. Anyway, so I switched over to my roofing profile set. Managed to get a naked stun here. I saw her around the corner. I switched over to my roofing set because unlike the last game, I was able to get my poison taken care of. Beavers on the rooftops, of course. My poison taken care of, and so in anticipation of this possibly becoming a very roofy match in Florence, I'm switching over to my roofing set preemptively. Alright, going after the mercenary. He climbs up on the roof, so I have my wall runner on. I'm going to try to cut him off here, but he gets taken out, unfortunately. Gonna get off the roofs, wait over here for my next target. Turns out to be this Prowler. Let's see. Can't really figure out where he's going, but then he pulls away over here. and he's just jumping across the roofs. It's going to be really hard for me to catch him. So at this point, I'm just going to try to deal with my pursuer because the whispers have been pretty loud for a while. So I'm going to cut over here, join this blame group, and quickly see that it's his footpad. So I'm going to smoke him, take him out very quickly. And you'll notice right here, this really annoys me. You'll look at my smoke bomb, and my overall cooldowns did not kick in, and so I'm stuck at 60 seconds instead. Just randomly happens sometimes, and it's really annoying. Anyway, I'm gonna go after this Prowler. I'm pretty sure he's the one in front, actually. This is just based on the compass filled up a little too quickly, I think, for him to be the one in the back. And these players are good enough that I wouldn't put it past them to try to push themselves towards the front of the group. So, you know, I think maybe that footpad was after me, but then I don't even know where this Heliquin came from. Like, I didn't see her at all, but I mean, good job, good kill. And at this point, I realize, you know, I'm thinking about it, and really, the Prowler is on the roof a lot. He seems to be up there, but pretty much everyone else seems to only go up there either because they're dealing with roofers or because just to get a quick kill. So I'm going to switch off of my roofing profile set because it doesn't seem like it's going to be that type of match. So I get the Prowler as my next target, and he's being really obnoxious, running around on like the most remote part of the roofs so he can easily draw out his pursuers. I remember he was doing this at the end of the Sienna match, actually. So this time I'm ready for him, and I drop an offensive smoke bomb to counter his charge. This mute, okay, she just jumps past, so I'm just going to run. So I almost dropped the offensive smoke bomb a little too early, and what I really should have done is just dropped it and stayed in there. Because I ran out, he was able to bump me, and that kind of threw me off. But he could have gotten caught in it, and what would have been really nice is if I had hung off the side and got a drop kill on him in that situation. But, you know, it still worked out pretty well. I was still able to take him out. Alright, so I get the Prowler again. This time he's actually on the ground. I'm going to come over here. I can see that he's sitting on the bench over there, and, you know, I think most people know that when you first sit down on a bench, you're hunched over, so it's pretty likely he's the one that's further away. Also, the compass filled up a little late for it to be the first one, so I'm just going to come over here and get a quick acrobatic kill on him. Take him out pretty easily. Yeah, so I just wanted to mention, I guess, that this kind of series of matches is somewhat inspired by Angie, Subject 17, who posts a lot of videos. Most of you probably know her. You know, she posted at one point a video called Bad Day on Venice, I think, and it was to showcase that everyone has their bad matches, and I thought it was a really cool idea. And the funny thing was, I was actually in that match, and that was the match where I got that kind of ridiculous extreme variety, you know, about 20 seconds after I got my greater variety, and I got like over 7,000 points in that match. And so I thought, you know, that's a pretty cool idea, and you know, I lose matches all the time, and you know, I got my ass kicked in that Sienna match, and you know, maybe people are interested in seeing really competitive games. You know, I try not to put too many videos up where I'm just beating up on noobs. I mean, I think there's plenty of YouTube videos around if you want to see something like that. Alright, so what happened with this Prowler up here is I was sure he had seen me, and so I was trying to get him to blow his defensive abilities so I could go kill him, but I don't even think he saw me until the very end there, and then he tried to use his mute way too late, and so you know, I just wasted a lot of time just running around and ended up getting a chase kill, which was really dumb. Anyway, I saw that Barber was after me, the Mercenary was after me. I threw my smoke off the edge like a champion. Everyone's just around me, so I'm gonna see if I can just get a quick kill on my target first, but it doesn't work out, and I get killed by the Barber who would come up earlier. You know, it's funny because right before this series of matches, I've been playing some games on the PS3 just for fun. I rented a copy from GameFly, and it's really funny to see the contrast between playing some low-level games on the PS3 with no DLC, and then coming into ranked matches with DLC 3 on. My target's poison. There's nothing I can do, and it's just the contrast in skill level. Like you play the game completely differently when you're playing against noobs than when you do against tough players, and it's nice. I think the game would get really boring if every match was like, you know, 8K games against like where you're just beating up on noobs all the time or something. And so this is a very nice contrast. A lot of fun. I love these tough matches. Alright, so a few minutes left in the game. Gonna go after this Mercenary over here. He has a lot of pursuers, so I'm not really sure if I'll be able to get to him in time. But let's see. As it turns out, he drops out. I see that the officer is after him, and I try to rush up to kill him in time to beat him to it, but I'm just not quite fast enough. I was a little too far away to make that happen. Anyway, going after the Prowler here, of course he goes straight up to the roof. I mean, Jesus, at this point you're just like a walking stereotype. Anyway, I see this Harlequin after me, and I probably could have read this situation a little better. I go to Smoker, but she gets taken out by my target, and I'm able to take him out, but this is one thing I feel like I could do a lot better at, is kind of, sometimes you'll get in these situations where, you know, your target is after your pursuer, and if you can recognize that, then you can really use that to your advantage. So if I just waited in that blend group, instead of going out to smoke the Harlequin, I wouldn't have wasted a smoke bomb. She would have been taken out by the Prowler, and I could have gotten at least a hidden kill just by hanging out in there. You can really, so if you're able to read those kinds of situations, you can really use them to your advantage. That's something I could probably work on a lot. Anyway, going up after this mercenary again, he has 3 pursuers. There's a ton of people over there. I don't think I'm going to get to him in time. As you can see, he just gets, there's like 4 people like just on that wall over there. It's kind of fun to watch, you know, kind of skilled players kill each other in these types of matches though. Anyway, I can see this footpads coming after me, get a quick mute, stun. And I'm gonna go after this mercenary. I'm gonna wait for him around the corner because I'm hoping he'll turn the corner, but as it turns out, his target is in that blend group. And I don't know if he just missed him or what, because it didn't seem like he got caught in the smoke in time, but he gets grounded. But this Prowler manages to take that. That would have been an awesome potential hidden focus grounded kill there, but as it turns out, because I got caught in the smoke and he didn't, and I was stuck in the animation where I'm like waving my arms around for no reason at all, he was able to take advantage of that and unfortunately take out my grounded target. I'm gonna wait for this mercenary around the corner, but I see that he stuns one of his other pursuers, and so I'm just gonna take advantage of this and just run up and kill him. Unfortunately, at this point, it's about 30 seconds left. I'm in second place. Hey, Seafair Rain's online, and Seafair Rain joined the match. Seafair Rain's a good player. I think it's a he. I think he'll make a good addition to these matches here. You'll notice that I was looking for my pursuer. I couldn't really see them in the last second. I just realized he was probably on the roofs, and I saw him right as the Prowler roofed me. That Prowler again. Anyway, at this point, I notice I'm behind by about 400 points, so I really want to maintain my incognito and hope for another bonus if I have any chance of winning this game. And so I'm going to go to the roof. You can see my wall runner lets me get up there, and I'm able to keep my incognito, but unfortunately I was hoping to snag like a savior or something maybe that put me in first, but as it turns out, it's just the incognito, and so I just get the 400 points. But that puts me tied for first, and you know, all things considered, there are quite a few mistakes I made in that match, but all things considered, I'm happy with that. You know, you might have noticed actually that I've been using Wall Runner in this, and you know, a few months ago, there's a lot of people that will advocate Wall Runner over something like Blender, and I've been using Blender for a while. A few months ago, I tried swapping out Blender for Wall Runner, and I found that back then it didn't really suit my playstyle that well. But recently, you know, my playstyle changes over time, so I've been, you know, for the last like 3 or 4 weeks, I've been kind of trying it out in my regular profile set instead of Blender, and I think now these days it suits my playstyle a lot more. It just gives you so much mobility to go take out roofers or to quickly take to the roofs so you can get a like a focus kill potentially, or to avoid a person's defensive abilities. And so I highly recommend just, you know, don't be afraid to constantly reevaluate your profile sets. Don't be afraid to try out different things. In this case, actually, you might have noticed I'm playing on Venice, and I've found in the past that I don't really climb walls that much in Venice just because of the way that the map is. And I think I talked about this in my roofing video a little bit too. So I'm actually trying out Silent Hunt for this match. The only problem with Silent Hunt is I think to get the most out of it, you really need to you need to adjust your playstyle to it. And unfortunately, I don't really know. I don't have a good gauge for how far you can run before you drop into discreet when you're using Silent Hunt, and so it's hard for me to take advantage of that. And so, if you're, it kind of applies to something like if you're trying out Strong Smoke Bomb over Long Lasting Smoke Bomb or something. Like to really get the most out of Strong Smoke Bomb, like I use, you really need to always be trying to take advantage of that extra range that it gives you. Okay, I'm gonna try. God, I thought he was gonna rush me with the defensive ability, so I dropped an offensive smoke bomb, but as it is, I try to go for discreet first blood instead, but as it turns out, someone else killed someone a split second before, and so unfortunately, I didn't get the first blood. And I saw that guy around the corner. I thought maybe I could surprise stun him, but he was just waiting for me to come along, and so he was actually trying to surprise me with that. So, you know, good kill, good job. So the other thing I found that I really like about dropping Blender in my experiments has been just how stealthy it lets you be, because you won't give yourself away by moving in blind groups. Although you'd be surprised at how often people will see you enter a blind group with Blender and they just don't even think you're after them. They just kind of assume that you're using it defensively to hide from your pursuer or something. But you know, I found it's almost kind of liberating in a way. You don't have to worry about giving yourself away, and once you kind of train yourself to look for groups with copies in them. Oh god, I see you enter the hay bale. Come on, I'm not going to go near you. Once you kind of train yourself to look for groups with copies in them, it works out pretty well. I don't spend as much time blending as I used to, and so using Wall Runner now or Silent Hunt works out a lot better for my playstyle. I was hoping that guy would come over, but instead I have to chase after him. Somehow I managed to still get a silent kill out of it, but then I get taken out for 150 points. Yeah, so it's not exactly, nobody's really, it's almost 2 minutes in and the highest score is 900, so it's not really, I'm not doing that great, but neither is everyone else, so I'm still optimistic about how this match should turn out. I'm really determined to win this match after losing and tying the last two, and so I'm gonna wait over here. For a second I thought that Executioner was after me. He's a player, he's just not after me. I messed up, and I can tell now it's that Prowler instead who's going to chase after me. So I'm just going to go up to the roof here. I don't have any more defensibility, so instead I'm going to try to find my target. So I can see it's that Harlequin all the way over there. I'm going to try to not just jump down right in front of him, but unfortunately, yeah, he gets away. That's gonna be tough to kind of catch up to him. So maybe I can kind of flank him. Oh, actually, he just gets taken out, so that's great. All right, so gonna come up to the roof now. This mercenary is clearly running across the top of the roof, so maybe I can cut him off. As it is, I'm just happy to get the discreet kill. Just get it out of the way. I don't want to keep chasing this guy around the map. All right, so not doing great on score, but I'll wait in this blind group for my next target. This is the Harlequin again. 3 pursuers on him, so I'm kind of doubtful about my chances of getting him. I can see this Executioner coming after me, but luckily he kills my copy in the group, so I get a nice lure out of that. I didn't really bother to use my smoke bomb there because I could kind of tell that he was kind of more focused on my copy, and so I was pretty sure he would either you know, give me the lure or I could get a naked stun out of him. Anyway, so next target is the Harlequin over here. I think he's going to come around the side here and I can jump on this wire for an acrobatic kill, but as it turns out, he runs in the opposite direction that I thought he was going to go, and so now I'm gonna come over here. He's got 3 pursuers on him, so I'm gonna try to flank him. I'm hoping one of them will chase him towards me, but I make a dumb mistake here and I just jump in this hay bale really obviously way too early, and so he knows I'm after him, and I throw an offensive smoke bomb because I was afraid he was going to use a defensive ability on me to rush me with one of them. But as it turns out, he was running away, and so I ended up getting a discreet kill on him. Unfortunately, I got a discreet kill. I was kind of trying to test the boundaries of where the Silent Hunt gap is between Silent and Discreet, and I kind of misjudged it, so it's a little too bad, but I guess it kind of comes with the territory. Finally get my poison kill off, almost 5 minutes into the game. And so now I can finally start switching over to my defensive set. Okay, so next target is the mercenary over here. I have 2 pursuers, so he's running around the map, so I'm just gonna wait for my pursuer, but now he's coming back over here, but I can see this courtesan is also after me, so I'm gonna throw a smoke bomb, and unfortunately he throws an offensive smoke bomb and I get killed, and it's really frustrating, like, especially since my target is right there. But you know, offensive smoke bombs are extremely frustrating, but it's really, I think, more the developer's fault for not really balancing them out, because I could give you a list of like a million reasons why it's a good idea to throw an offensive smoke bomb. I mean, for one thing, you can build your focus meter. If you've dropped to discreet, you can use it to increase that back up to silent. If there's a blend group nearby, you can duck in for a hidden kill. It counters pretty much every defensive ability that's possible, and so it's just like, you know, there's a million reasons. I don't really begrudge people that throw them a lot. I feel kind of gross when I do it, but, you know, I'll do it from time to time too. I get a corner stun here on this guy, and that's probably my favorite spot on almost any map in the game, I think, to get a corner stun, because when you try to stun people like that, you really want them to kind of do a U-turn in order to come after you, because if they're just walking down like a long hallway and you're waiting at the end around the corner, they're at an angle where they might be able to see you before they get to you. But if they have to make like a U-turn, they won't see you until the last second. The other thing that's nice about that area is you can use your camera to kind of peek over the edge of that panel there, and so you can easily see people who are coming up on you. And the other thing is that there's actually a blend group that's right on the other side of that. So even if people know you're over there, they might think you're just blending instead of waiting for you to corner stun them. And so you can kind of catch them off guard. I have no idea where this probably came out of nowhere here. But you know, so I think when you're looking for spots to try to do a naked corner stun on someone, those are kind of the things that I think are useful to kind of look out for. All right, so about 3 minutes left in the game. I'm ahead by a little bit. I'm gonna go after this executioner here. All right, so I see he's walking away, so I'm gonna try to come over and follow him, try to stalk him a little bit. But I hear whispers, and I've initially thought that mercenary on the left side was coming after me, but that's one of those moments where in the middle of me dropping my smoke bomb, I realized he wasn't after me, and so I didn't even go over to check whether or not he was after me, because I just realized I was being dumb. And yeah, right here I realized that I should get away from here, so I'm turning around to get away because I think I'm going to get roofed, and right as that, I'm thinking that, of course I get roofed. So, you know, it was a good kill. That's probably what I would have done in that situation. Yeah, I think you can tell how... I think you can see how paranoid I am in this match, though, because I'm playing with such strong players that I'm paranoid that my targets are going to defensive smoke bomb me. I'm afraid my pursuers are going to offensive smoke bomb me, and I thought that Doctor was after me, and I'm just like freaking out, and then this courtesan, like I didn't even see the courtesan anywhere. It just kind of comes up and kills me, and now I'm not, I've lost the lead with that kill, unfortunately. And so I'm about 400 points behind, a couple minutes left, but I need to step it up a little if I want to win this match. Alright, so next target is a Doctor. I'm gonna come over here, try to stalk him. The nice thing about this match is, you know, in my first match in Siena, things kind of fell apart in the last couple minutes. You know, I was in first place for a bit. In this match, luckily, things kind of come together instead. And so it works out really well. So my target's running all over the place, so I'm just gonna forget about him. Focus on my pursuer here, is this executioner. And as it turns out, my target comes running over here. So since he's caught in my smoke bomb, instead of killing him right away, I'm going to use the extra time to duck into this blend group and come over and get a hidden kill. That wasn't the cleanest hidden kill ever. I had a little trouble kind of you know, moving around the blend groups, but I still got the hidden bonus, and it all worked out pretty well. So now I'm in first place by about, you know, 1 kill's worth of points, and so I'm going to go after this guy who is now the second place person. So I want to really make sure I kill him so that he doesn't gain any more points. So I'm looking for my pursuer, and it actually turns out it's that mercenary who's running away, but he doesn't come after me because he's so focused on stunning his pursuer. So at this point I realize he's my pursuer. I'm going to run over and mute him, stun him. If I was a little quicker, maybe I could have run up and got him in that smoke bomb, but you know, I stun him, and holy crap, that's my target right there. So I'm going to take him out really quickly. You know, how did I know it was him? Well, I heard him use a disguise. I could tell he wasn't an NPC because of the way he was walking, and since I had the option to kill him, that meant he was my target. And also, oh, that's funny, he actually rage quits at that point, which is kind of sad. I mean, it's like, come on man, you did a good job of winning the first game and tying the second game. You gotta be able to take your losses too, right? But anyway, at this point I get my streak bonus, and at this point it pretty much secures the match for me, so I'm just gonna throw a little victory smoke, which I think is well earned at this point. The other reason I knew that engineer was probably my target was because in one of my earlier videos, my video about hidden kills, I talk about disguise personas, and so I'm not going to go over it again, but basically at this point in the match I knew that the engineer was one of the disguise personas for the match, and so I was pretty sure he was my target. Anyway, that was pretty exhausting, honestly, but I hope you found these matches enjoyable. These are probably going to be the last Brotherhood matches before I put up some, the next videos you see from me are going to be from the Revelations beta, so please let me know if you enjoyed these videos or maybe you thought it was a little too much to take in one sitting, but either way, I'll see you again very soon. Bye.